Yeah. What's good, YouTube boxing fans? This is Not to Turner, aka the Blackbird Sugar of this YouTube shit. We're back again with another video, man. Welcome to my series, man. Throwback Mondays, man, where we talk about controversial fights that could have went either way. People still arguing about it till today. So we got my man EJ Boxing Live in the building. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we have some more guests coming over. Chris Caban, Boxing Beats and Rhymes. But right now it's just me and EJ going at it. We're going to talk today about the classic match between Howard Davis and Edwin Rosario. It was live from Puerto Rico back in the day for the WBC Lightweight Championship. You know what I mean? And it was a hell of a fight, man. If you ever get the go watch it, please. Get it on, my man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, hey boy, it was a great fight, and I tell you what, man, that fight could have gone either way. But we gonna go. When you're ready, gonna break down round by round on how it went, right? Now, Mr. Turner.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt.
All right, so Rose, go ahead. We're having technical problems here, peoples. Bear with us. Now, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what was it? Did you ask me a question?
No. I'm just saying I'm getting my scorecard out, and then we're going to go from there. As far as the notes go, I'm straight going off the head as far as the notes. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool. That's no problem with that. Yeah. Like, boy, I'm telling you, man, that fight there, man, listen, you got to bear in mind. So I set the scene, both of them. So everyone was he was undefeated coming into this fight. And I think Howard Davis, was he undefeated coming into this fight? Or he lost?
No, he lost one fight.
Jimmy what, right?
Had lost one fight previously, but he was on like 5 sets. So he worked his way back up, and the previous loss was to another champion. So this was his second chance at the championship belt. So he worked himself back into the #1 spot, and he got it in with Edwin Rosario, man.
It was Jimmy Watt he lost to, right?
Jimmy Watt. Jimmy Watt, the dude that be commentating from Scotland, right?
Yeah, people didn't think Jimmy Watt. Listen, I'm gonna lie to you. There's no way they thought Jimmy Watt was gonna win that fight. That was a massive surprise. That Jimmy Watt, the biggest wins of his career, also beat.
Exactly.
So set the scene for that. Hey, Boxing Pieces jumped in. How you doing, Beats?
Yes. What's up, Earl?
What the beats?
What's up, Natty? What's up, Earl? What's going on?
EJ Boxing, we good, man. We good. Hey, throwback Monday. How was they? Edwin Rosario.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you seem like you got technical problem over there. You out there in the sun over there. So we was setting the scene. Howard Davis coming into the fight with one loss against Jim Watt from Scotland over there. And Edwin Rosario undefeated knockout power. Edwin Rosario, was he on the pound for pound ranking at that point, Beats?
I haven't got a clue.
It's going way back. It's going way back. All right. Yeah. So now you got your scorecard ready to go because we're about to now you'll jump back in. Peoples, got your scorecard ready?
I don't have a scorecard.
Okay, don't worry about it, man. All right. So when Natty comes back in, we're gonna go Natty because Natty's obviously gonna go round by round of how we saw the fight. Here we go. He just jumped back in right now. Mr. Turner.
Yeah. Pardon me.
That's all right, man. No problem. So round by round, go ahead, bro.
First round, Edwin Rosario, in my opinion, he came out smoking, man. You know what I mean? He was doing his thing. He was letting his hands go, landing big shots. You know what I mean? But Howard Davis never seemed really fazed by it, though. He was calm, cool, and collective. You know what I'm saying? Even though Rosario was winning the round, it seemed there was a calm nature to Howard Davis's demeanor, man. And I gave that first round to Edwin Rosario based on the cleaner, more effective shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did as well. I gave it to Howard Davis in that round. It seemed to me, Edwin Rosario in that round. It seemed the aggressiveness and Howard Davis. He seemed like he was relaxed. I don't think he was ready for the pressure what Rosario was bringing that round. So I gave him that round. Beast, how do you see that round? First round.
I haven't got my scorecard. I like right now. I'm just trying to remember all of it. I can't.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Nate. Second round.
The second round, man. It seemed like it was a more of the same, but it seemed like what's his name? Howard Davis was finding his momentum just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But Edwin Rosario was still on him, still being very active, still landing very cleanly. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like Howard Davis was making it a decent round for himself. I'm not sure if he was winning, but what took that play out of his hand is when Edwin Rosario countered him with a left hook, man, that put him to the canvas. So that was an easy round to score, 10-8 round. I mean, damn, you know, we didn't really see that coming because up until then it was a pretty evenly matched round. And you could make an argument that Howard Davis might have been edging it slightly. I was still giving it to Rosario at the time, but you could have the way it looked, it could have went to Howard Davis's side until that counter left hook came, man, and he put him on the canvas. So it looked bad, man. It looked like it might have been the end. So.
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, when I saw Howard Davis, and you gotta imagine, Edwin Rosario was 5'6", right? And Howard Davis is 5'10". When I saw Howard Davis go down, I was like, damn! I was like, boy, this Rosario, you remember, like I haven't seen Rosario. I never moved on to the fight, so I was surprised, man. It was like Tim Bob when I see go down, and you know what? It looked like Howard Davis was really hurt by that punch. So at that point, Rosario already got the first round, and now he's got two. Now he's got a knockdown. So it's like he's already down 3 rounds as Howard Davis, and you're thinking, boy, it won't be long now because Rosario. I'm sure when he gets you hurt, he's good at finishing. That was a good round for Edwin Rosario. Go ahead, Natty.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Excellent round. And I forgot to mention that Howard Davis, I think it happened in the middle of the round, and Howard Davis seemed to be coming back just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked because I thought he was gone. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gone. You know what I mean? So when he got back up and, you know, he fought back a little bit, I was like, okay, he might have a little bit left in the tank.
Absolutely, but you know what? But initially when the knockdown landed, I thought, boy, it won't be long now before it's a wrap. But you know, like you said, boy, listen, he rallied back, yeah. So anyway, so that's 3 rounds down. So Howard Davis is 3 rounds down. But go ahead, Natty.
So we get into round number 3, and for some reason it looked like Rosario, you know what I mean, he might have out, but his activity level seemed to decrease tremendously, man. And what's his name? Howard Davis started walking forward on him. You know what I'm saying? Using his jab, coming over the top with right hands. You know what I'm saying? Was throwing combinations, and it seemed to confuse Rosario a little bit. You know what I mean? So I seen Howard Davis taking the momentum after that, and it was impressive, man, because he was just knocked down in the previous round. So to come back and win round 3 like he did, you know what I'm saying, was pretty impressive to me.
I agree with you, man. It was like Howard Davis to me looked like the knockdown probably shook him up, boy. But because the thing is, you know, for a taller guy, you fight taller, but you know, I think Rosario, so to speak, shot all the bullets out of his gun. And he was like, man, he was puffing. And Howard Davis says that. Now, Howard Davis ain't necessarily a big puncher, but he said that. He started out boxing, bro. You're right. He's countering him. He was looking good for someone who got knocked down. He seemed like a completely different fighter. And I got Howard Davis winning that round 3. Definitely, hands down, I think he won it clearly. For me.
Yeah, he definitely won it clearly, in my opinion. It's like he picked up the momentum that he had going towards the end of round 3 after he got up from the knockdown. You know what I mean? It's just like he got up and like, hold up, I'm still here. And it gave him like a level of confidence.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Remember, this guy's a former gold medalist, man. He
yes.
Things. You know, he ain't this average dude. He was talented to do big things. They had him up there with it's like Leonard. They thought it would be another Leonard and everything. But boy, he showed his caliber that day when he got knocked down by Rosario. But go ahead, Natty. Round 4.
Round 4, man. It seemed like Rosario came back in round 4. He picked up the pace, you know what I'm saying, and got back to what was winning him the rounds. But he won the round, but it didn't seem like Howard Davis was really bothered by him. He was calm, cool, and collective, just like he was in the first round. And it's just that he wasn't letting his hands go enough. You know what I'm saying? And I think Rosario was able to edge that round in his favor just through activity alone. Yeah,
I agree, man. I think he definitely changed the tide at that point. He probably took a round off in round 3, maybe. But he kept Rosario, I agree, took round 4. Yep.
Right.
What's the score? We got, I think it's 2-3 on the scorecard right now, right?
On the scorecard, it's 1-3, but we have 4. That was round 4 right there.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's 1-3.
Yeah.
But here comes round 5. Yeah. It was when I started watching when round 5 started. It was bizarre, man, because I don't know what happened to Rosario. His activity came to a screeching halt. Like Howard Davis was able to do whatever he wanted in there. If he wanted to back up, he backed up. If he wanted to come forward, he come forward. He could throw any shots that he wanted to at the time. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing everything, and Rosario just wasn't coming back with anything. You know what I mean? And he looked completely out of his element backing up. You know what I mean? Because Howard Davis had him on the back foot for entire rounds at a time, man. It starting with this 5th round. You know what I mean? And Edwin Rosario didn't seem to be able to deal with that. He didn't seem to be able to be effective fighting off the back foot. And I don't know. I don't like how he was holding his hands either. You know what I'm saying? His defense, the way he was holding his hands, it seemed like it was a very ineffective way of holding his hands, because it seemed like Howard Davis could get through that defense at will. You know what I mean? It's like he wasn't really blocking anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it seemed like everything that Howard Davis would throw would land cleanly. He would throw it through the guard, around the guard, you know what I'm saying, under the guard. And Rosario was just eating shots all round long, in my opinion. And that round went strictly to Howard Davis.
No argument there. I got the same thing. I think Rosario was still thinking of that knockout he did in round 2, and I think he's trying to capitalize it, and he was trying to do his timing rather than believe it to his boxing. But really to his boxing, you're looking for the 1-point shot, trying to look for that perfect shot. And in the meanwhile, Howard Davis was picking him apart and using his height, which is 5'10" self, and using his reach advantage, which he considerably over Rosario. He was starting to use it and showing that he was the bigger fighter, not necessarily the stronger fighter, but he was using all these advantages that he had, almost like Santa Cruz and Abner Mares type of thing, using all his advantages. So yeah, I agree with you on that round. I gave that round to Howard Davis.
And he's not a heavy puncher, but his punches was snapping. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell they got Rosario's attention. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if he was hurt by it or, was ready to go down or anything of that nature. But he definitely, those punches were very sharp, and they definitely had Rosario's attention. He didn't want to get hit by too many of those.
No, he was trying, he was getting hit by them, but he was trying to get back by them. Yeah, good.
Yep. And round 6 is pretty much the same thing going on. As a matter of fact, to make this easier for us, I had round 6, 7, 8, and 9 a carbon copy.
Yeah.
Of what was going on in round 5.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I was confused. I didn't know what was happening, and I think actually Edwin Rosario Howard Davis did actually hurt him, I believe, in round 8. He didn't go down, but he did the dance. He did the dance in the corner right at the end of the round. You know what I'm saying? And that showed that that Davis had a little pop on his shots. Even though he wasn't a thunderous puncher, it showed that he could hurt Edwin Rosario at any given point. You know what I'm saying? So from rounds 5 through 9, it was all Davis. You know what I'm saying? He was winning cleanly. And Rosario goes back to the corner, and they're screaming on him. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Look, man, you giving this away. You gotta throw more punches. You gotta go for it. Rah rah rah." And round 10, he comes out swinging. He definitely comes out swinging in round 10. I'm like, oh shit, he woke up. You know what I'm saying? They awoke in the sleeping giant. You know what I mean? And he has Howard Davis backing up the entire fight, the entire round, and landing those clean shots he was landing in round 1 and 2 once again. You know what I mean? It looked like Howard Davis was kind of taking a break because he was throwing so many punches from round 5 through 9. It looked like he was taking the round off at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead. Yeah, so that's a round I definitely gave to Rosario. That was a nice little comeback round, but it looked like Davis was taking the round off.
I agree with everything you just said there. I think Howard Davis knew he was down on the scorecard. You remember, he finding in Puerto Rico. He coming away in the territory like he did in Scotland. And he understands he was down on the scorecard, so he showed what kind of caliber he is to put on that sort of boxing display. But like you said, by the end of them rounds you were talking about, he started maybe take a break. And Rosario, they G'd him up in the corner, man. Fight for your people. We're in Puerto Rico, and what they said to him, he came out like a madman and started throwing like he did in the first round. And he was effective in that round, which is surprising because they knew Howard Davis was taking the fight away from him. So the fight is evening up. It's getting close now. It's getting close. We're down in the championship rounds now. But go ahead, Nate.
So round 11, Davis picked up where he left off in round 9. It was like night and day. He's like, you ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Started picking them apart again. And Rosario just wasn't letting his hands go, or he was scared to let his hands go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on with him there. But Howard Davis was picking that dude apart once again. You know what I'm saying? And it was to me, it was a kind of a landslide round. One of the best rounds Davis fought throughout the whole fight. He still had his stamina about him. He was still throwing crisp, effective shots. And it seemed like Rosario couldn't get out of the way of those punches at all, man. Using his range, using his jab to set up the right hands. He was even throwing uppercuts, hooks up in there. I mean, it was a clinic. It was a clinic, man. And he came back, and it was weird because he just lost the previous round, and to come back like that and make it a one-sided round in his favor, you know what I'm saying? Pretty impressive in my opinion. Pretty impressive.
I'm telling you, this showed tremendous moxie and guts that he wanted to be the champion, and he showed what kind of guy he is, and maybe the potential they were trying to talk about from the Olympics. I mean, he had a bad start, yeah, but other than that, man, listen, bro, he done everything he needs to do to try and get him back into that fight, and they tell you he's lucky he went 15 rounds, man. It would have been interesting if it was a 15 round, because to me, Howard Davis might have done something if it was a bit longer, because Rosario, really, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, he's lucky that it's down, it's down in the round, and he got them knockouts earlier on, because if he didn't get them knockouts early in the round, boy, Howard Davis would be walking up with a trophy. But go ahead, Natty.
Yeah, so here comes the infamous round 12.
Yeah.
Howard Davis is beating the crap out of Edwin Rosario. He is fighting the 12th round like he is losing. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting like he needs the knockout to win. And I don't know if that was the best thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I believe his corner told him to go for it. I can't remember what his corner told him. But I believe his corner told him, you know what I'm saying, to kind of let it all hang out in this round. You know what I mean? And he went out there and did it, but I don't think he needed to do that. You know what I'm saying? He had to win the round clearly. He was in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? There was nobody cheering for him there, right? You know what I'm saying? You know you on hostile territory, so you gotta make it convincing. But he went into an all-out slugfest with this dude, and Rosario can crack, man. Rosario can crack, and he had the round won, in my opinion. The round was won, and out of nowhere, Rosario lands a counter left hand. The same counter left hand he landed in round 2 and drops Howard Davis. I'm like, no. No. I was like, man, that was crazy. I was like, oh man, it's over. Because as far as my scorecard goes, that's an automatic 10-8 round right there. And as far as my scorecard goes, he can't win it with them 2 knockdowns. Even though he won majority of the rounds, them 2 knockdowns on my scorecard, unfortunately, made it a even fight, 113-113. Now, the judges had it a split decision. One judge had it 1 point in favor of Davis. One judge had it 1 point in favor of Rosario.
The scorecards right here.
But
so
the judge that had it like a lopsided, like I think 117-112 for Rosario, he was on crack.
Once you got the judges, the referee was Mike Jacobs. The referee, one judge got Sidney Native, and he got 115, 114. I think he had it for Rosado. The ref, another ref had it. What's his name? Jose Juan Guzman. He had it 130, 114 for Davis, and then the ref in the mid, Angel C. Son, he definitely Puerto Rico guy. He had it 117, 113. And he had it for Rosario. By split decision and retains his WBC lightweight championship. Edwin Rosario, man, show boy like that. And that scorecard there, that doesn't really show the fight. I mean, no. The other 2 judges were correct, right? But that was scorecard. There, Angel guy, you know, he Puerto Rican, man. Let me show the click on his name.
There was no way he could win that fight 117-112.
As full statement, he's from Venezuela. My fault, he's from Venezuela, so yeah, he's a bad scorecard right there. Bad.
That was horrible, man. That was horrible. I was like, get the hell out of here. It's either to me, it's either a draw or Davis wins.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight out the bat. I had to fight a draw. When I watched the fight, when I heard it was split decision for Vin, the knockdown did do that, but I think Howard Davis done enough rounds in the back. And I feel like he's going to win by a point or 2, or it's going to be. I didn't think, I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming, and the scorecard that lopsidedly. I didn't see that. I don't know, what he's watching, because there were some rounds that was dominated by Howard Davis. Big rounds where he was, like I said, the round he hurt him, he was picking up the rounds, man. So,
man, like Howard needed to win 1 more round, and they could have put it out of reach. You know what I'm saying? Because it was 7 rounds to 5.
Yeah.
And them 2 knockdowns just evened it up, man. But the thing about it is, it's impossible for Rosario to win all of those rounds, because the rounds that Howard Davis won were clear Howard Davis rounds.
Yes, they were
clear. And the rounds that Rosario won were clear Rosario rounds. There were no toss-up rounds going on there. You know what I'm saying?
There were no 10-10 rounds there. Nope. There
was no rounds that could have went either way. Whoever won the round, they won it clearly. It was clear as day to see who won the rounds. You know what I'm saying? No swing rounds at all. So it's hard for me to see how you got 117-113 or 117-112. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree, man. And it's very like, hey, Edwin Rosario. I tell you what, man. Like, boy, after that fight, don't be skipping. He lost against Jose Luis Ramirez, who he won the vacant belt, the WBC belt was vacated, and they fought for it, and he nice decision. But when they fought in the rematch, this is after Howard Davis, he got knocked out in the 4th round. So maybe Howard Davis was the one who put the wheels in motion for Edwin Rosario. I'll tell you what, man, when he got knocked out, he wasn't the same fight no more. He wasn't the same fighter.
He wasn't the same dude, man.
No, he wasn't the same dude.
Because they saw how to fight him, though.
Yeah,
Howard Davis laid out the blueprint. He laid out the blueprint.
Exactly.
If you watch that fight, oh, okay, this dude can't fight backing up. He's like, he's the deer in the headlights backing up. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
He don't know what to do. He's like, really? You gonna make me back up? Stop. Don't do that. Stop, please. You know what I'm saying? He looks scared. You should he looked like Bambi about to get shot.
Yeah, and Howard Davis after that, he got a draw with Elgin Taylor, and he got knocked out by James Buddy McGurk, and he never really reached his potential. But
he never fulfilled his potential.
No, but that fight right there will stand in time as one of the all-time classic fights, and that's why that Ian Nestor picked it for Throwback Monday, all-time classic fight. What a great fight that was, man! And make sure I'm gonna put the link in the description box for you guys on YouTube to check it out. And you give us your scorecard on the bottom. Me and Natty, I think me and Natty simultaneously watch it differently. And I'm telling you, I had to fight a draw. I really had to. Sorry, Howard Davis is 5'8". My bad. I'm gonna why I said 5'10". Yeah, I had to fight a draw, man. For real, I had to fight a draw.
Yeah, definitely, man. I definitely had to fight a draw myself. You know what I mean? I really. Yeah, there's no other way. Either draw or Davis wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would stick to the draw because, like we said, there was no really swing round. So it should have been a fair scorecard would be a draw all the way around. All 3 judges having a fight a draw would be a very fair scorecard.
And you should look at Rosario's knockout percentage. He's won 47 fights.
He was clapping everybody. He was knocking out everything.
Yeah, he won 47 fights and he knocked out 41. So just imagine that. But out of his losses, out of his 6 losses, he got knocked out 5 times. So it's either he knocks you out or you knock him out. But most of the time, he gets the better of you. You know what I'm saying? He used to get the better of you on his resume. But he was a real devastating, hard-nosed puncher, man. Howard Davis that day, it's a shame Howard Davis didn't reach his potential. But that night, boy, I tell you what, the two of them put on an all-time great fight. Howard Davis's record was 36 wins with 14 KO, so he was never a big puncher. He had 6 losses, 2 of his losses by KO and 1 draw, and that's how he finished his career. Not necessarily a Hall of Fame career, but definitely that fight there stood out for him in his resume for real.
Yeah, man. At least he was in a classic, man. Win, lose, or draw, he was in a classic, and you can't take anything from him. He was a great fighter, in my opinion. Absolutely. No championship or no championship.
I agree with you. Couldn't argue anymore, man. FC. So, now, what you want to do? You want to sign out? Anything else you want to say? Or?
Nah, man. Only thing I want to say is please go and watch the fight. Please go and watch the fight. Of course, score it for yourself. Tell us what you think in the comment section, man. We're going to do this again next week. I'm not sure what the fight is going to be, but we will be back next week with another Throwback Monday.
Yeah, we will be, man. EJ Boxing Live, Natty Turner, Boxing V Some Rhymes, Chris Caban, and all the other channels over here. We're going to do it. Hopefully, the other channels will be, because we were supposed to do this like 2 weeks ago. So, excuse the rest of the channels for not jumping in, but me and Natty handle the business, and we done a good job. So, hopefully, you enjoyed our Throwback Monday, and we'll get back to you. All right?
All right. Bless up.
Peace.